lot of different ways that you can do this.
On the Russia side.
Yeah, on the Russia side. You have a lot more variability. Whereas I think for TNC, it's very clear, right? You need a mid player. You need a mid hero.
This is a pretty sick Timbersaw game right now, too, I'd say.
I think it's a very good Timbersaw game.
But there's one counter pick left, but OD's been banned. Maybe they banned Razor because that obviously lanes very well against Timber.
They banned Razor.
Yeah.
Oh, they take Morph.
Morphling.
Interesting. Very interesting. So if you're Team Russia, you want... I think you want some sort of BKB breaker, ideally, but Beastmaster's been banned very smartly by TNC. Maybe that could have clued us into the fact that they were planning on taking the Lifestealer. Like, I think Lifestealer and Jug look really broken when you don't have these heroes that can naturally pierce through their, immunity plus TP. Like, the inability to stop that makes these heroes really, really strong in this meta right now.
And when you're going into your 10th pick mid, you're not really wanting that to be a requirement that you have to pick a BKB piercing disable. You're thinking, what's going to win my matchup? What's going to help us win the game? And if suddenly you have this extra requirement to pierce BKB, that hero pull is like...
I think when Tusk got nerfed, it made it a lot better. Both those heroes. When Tusk got nerfed out of the meta, it made Jug and Lifestealer much more prevalent. Because there was a time period where Tusk was just like in every game. And he was he was nice because he laned extremely well. He had kill potential, but most importantly, he was always good at every phase of the game because he could always catch. Like, these Lifestealers couldn't do this type of game. And now that he's out of the meta, I think these heroes have really resurfaced as a result. Not that, like, Jug wasn't popular before, because, I mean, he was straight up broken, but
Yeah.
I think that both heroes are, like, even nicer as a result. Like, Lifestealer's definitely... I remember it was, like, VP versus Liquid that I watched at one of the DACs where every single time Ramses tried to do his Rage TP, GH was on top of him. He even bought an Ags at one point in the game and was just kicking him around. Makes it really hard to play. Ursa.
That got very far in the draft. I've seen a lot of Ursa bans because Ukraine... No one let Ukraine pick it for a single game after they crushed with it on day one. But it gets to the 10th pick. Gives them a hero that is considered to be a pretty good heads-up kind of lifesteal. It is a BKB piercing disable too, the Basher, of course. Which is, your standard kind of Ursa build.
There's a lot of control, though, on the side of TNC.
It is Ninja playing it, so we'll see if it actually does go to the mid lane. I would have no clue how an Ursa Morphling mid matchup goes.
I think it's Ursa favored because of the fact that Morph has really short range, and the stacks, especially when you have such a low HP pool on Morph, is quite nice. I would imagine. I've only played the new Morph twice since the change. I played it once with Ben, and he really flamed me.
Your Morph wasn't up to par.
Let me just say, I died a lot in really stupid ways. Because the hero's really good, but you have to kind of get used to the mechanic for a little bit.
Yeah, being on 1 health, going full agi, and
yes,
using your regen and all that.
I really got carried away sometimes. Like, I didn't realize how quickly you switch now. So.
Okay. Is our stream stable? It hasn't frozen for a while.
Do we want to? I mean, as soon as we risk it, it feels like it instantly.
Well, look,
we
need the music.
Let's do it. At least the music.
Perfect timing. That's why we swap over to this feed.
This is burned into my brain.
Here we go. Into the game we go, and there's just been, I believe, 9 tips for Armel. I think we got all 9.
Feels good, man.
This is a rematch from the group stage, a series that went 1 game apiece. And we'll see essentially what is the tiebreaker in the much more important match, the playoffs. I'm a little sad they can't meet in the finals, especially since they're in the same group. It's like if these are the 2 best teams, they don't even get to play in the grand finals just because they're in the same group. So
I don't love that.
They should have been placed on different sides of the bracket, perhaps. But such is life, and we're here. A mini grand finals in itself. With that said, Keen Gaming is maybe potentially able to beat either of these teams, but we're going to get TNC versus, Virtus Pro, Team Russia, Wide Off, whatever you want to call them, here in the semifinals.
Dude, Keen looked really, really good.
Yep.
Keen looked really, really sick in that last series. Like, they were very aggressive. I felt like if it came to like 45 minutes, that game was unlosable for Team Ukraine. So the fact that they were able to end the game so decisively.
I would be curious to know like how many games go to Mega Creeps without a single Roshan being taken, because I feel like that is a very small sample size. They didn't kill Rosh once.
Their lineup couldn't really do it.
Yep. They had server modes, but it's like you don't want to waste a server mode cooldown not pushing. So they just had that sense of urgency where they knew they needed to end the game fast, and they did just that.
So it indeed is a 5 position NP. I have not seen this hero played in any other role in the past like 2 months. It's almost always exclusively a 5 now. People experimented with it mid for a time being, and then they used to do it off lane, and then they just realized it does all the same things as a 5.
Well, this tri-lane top is going to keep Batrider out of the lane. Both teams initially running kind of tri-lanes here. I don't imagine that's going to remain the case since Earth Spirit is not needed to zone the Batrider. Nature's Prophet alone can get the job done. And down at bottom, Pasha actually not being zoned out of the lane just yet. Lion is kind of lingering around mid, looking a little bit lost, if anything, about where to go. I think realizing if Morphling needs help, this is a potential first blood. Morphling getting very low here. And rotation from Roger's Earth Spirit, who did TP mid for that early rotation.
See, I read the matchup correctly.
What's happening top? This Batrider's in super deep, as coming back to the mid lane is Roger trying to get this kill. Now, 1 or 2 more right clicks. He pops a Fairy Fire. He's going to get a first blood. I don't think anyone could have read that happening in the matchup, because that's not meant to happen.
Definitely not. Roger just kind of copped like 4 hits and died.
Yeah. So Batrider top went behind the tier 2 tower and did some creep equilibrium. I think he's just stacking creep camps so the lane pushes out eventually.
I'm pretty sure that Roger won a matchup that was already won, and then yeah, I don't really know what that was.
Huh. Pasha has a mango here, but he's doing similar things to Batrider, where he's against this tough lane. He just needs to mess with the creep equilibrium, and we'll see what he can do as far as getting anything out of this lane. Very peculiar things going on here. And yeah, so it looks like Raven using that Firefly early on to farm up some early creep waves. Has the boots first, so should be just fine. But maybe we'll struggle to get too much more out of this lane.
Yeah, now the Pango... okay, Tim's made his way over, but Pasha has successfully brought some creeps around at least.
I mean, Lifesteal's not going to care about farming under the tower. As far as getting last hits go, he should be just fine. Very early Orb of Venom from Affinage.
Yes.
I feel like most mids, even the ones you know that are going to dominate with this, still get like boots first. Like I don't see Monkey Kings get Orb of Venom until at least boots, and often after phase boots.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised too that he went for that. Nice call on that. Is Raven just going to pull the creep wave out? I think part of it is, if I had to try to understand, actually, I would agree that having boots here, at least in this matchup, is much more useful. As Raven is almost certainly dead here. Yep. Roger misses the roll. He's not had the best Earth Spirit Roger game that I've seen so far.
This feels more like a throwback to what the offlane once was, where it is a bit of the suicide lane, it was called, where you're just getting bullied whenever you go there by several heroes for both offlaners.
Yeah, I mean, it's miserable because that's
a rotation. Tim's has found a lot of success hanging around this mid lane.
Yeah. And part of it is he's being rewarded for it, so he's going to continue to do it, right? If they weren't getting these kills, I doubt that he would have devoted as much time as he has.
Yeah.
And I told you, man, so far so good.
Oh, misses the range creep.
That's a...
Was no one in your lane?
There's no one in your...
He was dropping items to use his stick, I guess, or whatever.
Armel's a beast, man, don't worry.
Yeah, he really is.
I think Armel is like him, Mid One, and Moon. They're my top 3 C mid laners. Am I missing anybody?
Abed.
Oh yeah, Abed too. Maybe he's just behind Abed. I don't know how you feel about that. Is AU's gonna get gone on by Roger?
I'd put him ahead of Abed, at least in like laning stage.
Oh. So AU's just gonna die.
It
One
looks
more
like
hit.
it.
Yep.
Yep.
That is an Orb of Venom Earth Spirit.
Double Orb of Venom, which is also where the Ursa getting it first doesn't really make sense, considering Earth Spirit was rotating into his lane.
Yeah. And now the Ursa is relegated to the jungle, in fact. I think he's tired of this dual lane. Part of it, too, is that they can't really rotate anybody on the side of Team Russia to be able to get any of these kills.
And Tim's already has Tranquil Boots from all the success he's had with his rotations mid. So 2 bounty runes apiece. Nothing too insane here early on, but yeah, it is a CS advantage for the TNC Philippine squad. Both their Morphling and Lifesteal are both having amazing lanes, which is, I think, what you want to see when you have a draft like theirs with this kind of dual core lineup. Raven in some trouble here. I think knows he's maybe going to go down. Gets the help from a Fortune's End, trying to bring down Ramses. Gets some good napalm stacks, but he's going to have to
That's so
back
many
off.
stacks.
Yeah.
But now AU's most likely going to die for this. One more right click, that's going to do it. The creeps will finish off the job.
A bit too aggressive with all those napalm stacks. Sometimes you can kind of get baited by it. There we go. Armel 21 denies. At this point, the matchup is, like very Morphling favored now that you're past those first few levels where Ursa had the edge and should have been able to win this lane.
And Pasha, 3 seconds left. He's going to go down too, and he gets solo killed by Gabby. I told you, boy's a beast.
38-18. Faust phase boots, just crushing his lane.
Boy is a beast.
Yeah. I like it because I feel like a lot of these lifesteals would just go for a super fast Midas and be greedy because they're like, oh, I've got this free farm lane, 0 contest, I can get a 7-minute Midas. But he's going to prioritize those phase boots and actually look to zone and kill Pengo.
Man, Afo Ninja's game has been... Oof. He's just been farming this side stack up as Armel just continues to get absolute free farm in this mid lane as Roger's going to come in, but...
He's trying to make him miss that range, the siege creep, but he still got it. Yeah, I guess Roger just takes this mid lane for XP now, but he's not going to be able to contest these last hits whatsoever.
And Ursa's not like he's not a comeback hero. It's 7 minutes in and he's already down 1,000 gold on the morph. More so, actually. He had to go start farming the jungle at like level 4. He didn't feel comfortable being against the morphling anymore.
And like Ursa can jungle, but he's not like a super fast speed jungler, at least with just level 4 and no Morbid Mask or anything, so... We'll see what the solution's going to be here. TNC rotating both supports on this mid lane. They've got the siege creep here, so it does look like they want to do some damage to this tier 1 tower. I don't think they'll get it, maybe with some kills, but just maximizing the damage the siege creep does to the tier 1. And he gets denies it as well. Man, just watching like Armel, Gabby lane is just pretty impressive. 31 denies on Morphling, 20 denies on Lifestealer.
They're being beasts right now. And Gabby has done so much already in this game. He's already almost up to 4k net worth. And although Ramses also has free farm, when it comes to the one position game, the Lifestealer is quite far ahead. And he is still going to go for the Radiance Midas build. But I do agree with your call when you said going for the phase boots and being able to zone the Pango out. Like that probably got him more overall golden experience when he got that kill. And you further hamper Pasha's game. Like Pango I think is a hero that you're not allowed to just sack. Like this hero is really bad without farm.
We're seeing it now. He's trying to do what he can to stay away from Lifestealer while cutting these waves. Level 5 may actually be able to go for this kill. Gets the first hit silence onto the Oracle. It was only level 3 here. Has a shrine, but doesn't want to pop it. Lifestealer could rotate in for this one. It's the Morphling, though, coming in from mid lane. And yeah, I think Pango knows he cannot overstay his welcome. Wants to go for a creep wave as well. He's prioritizing the farm, the levels, getting that level 6. Despite the deaths up top on Batrider, it is pretty even between the offlaners. At least both offlaners have identical net worth. Both carries free farming Lifestealer a little bit better, and then mid lane is where the big discrepancy is right now.
Yeah, this mid lane, though, there's no real solution to it until maybe the Pango rotates over, and if you can get a good Rolling Thunder silence hit first. I can imagine that's going to be the only real way that he gets anything set up here as...
Going for this kill. He gets the swashbuckle to the high ground and then goes for a Rolling Thunder away just so he doesn't feed away his life. Does not have a TP here. He's getting some heals.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's out of there.
Pango things accomplished.
Yeah. I guess, they're still happy they zone him, but And he's not going to be able to easily farm now that he's low on health. But Lifestealer, Midas online, he's going to outfarm the PA for now, at least until PA gets what I presume will be a Battle Fury first. Ramses does have it queued up, so...
I think this is a very good Battle Fury game.
Bounty runes looking, it should be 2 apiece.
Like, I don't think you want to all in for the Deso.
Armel? He was going for a kill in solo and didn't find it, but does force a TP from the PA, so that's actually not too bad for him.
Raven's going to say that, and he's going to say, thank God. Like, I needed anything, guys.
And Morphling had a shrine, so he goes back, TP to the shrine, used it with the full Agi, and he's back to full health, full mana, so it doesn't really hurt his game at all, and it helps Ravens, so end result isn't too bad. And I think right now, if you're TNC, you're trying to get this Lion level 6 so you can find that first Finger of Death gank. That will definitely be something that should net them an early kill. Top lane, they scan and see Raven here. Roll on in, Raven gets slowed here. He's going to go for the instant TP. Nature's Wrath comes in. They need a crit. Okay, they get a crit. It's still not enough. Oof. Very smart TP out. He's level 7, so Raven's actually gotten a decent amount from this offlane.
I think it all stems from the fact that the PA TP'd mid to try to save his Nature's Prophet. Although, yeah, you saved the Nature's Prophet. I think the net gold there is probably not in your favor, right? You probably lost out overall on the overall flow of the game because he didn't CS for like a full 45 seconds as he made his way up to top lane. The Batrider actually picked up some farm during that too. Armel's game didn't get hampered at all because he very smartly TP'd to the shrine. That's how I can tell anyways, like really good players where they don't really panic and they always go for like the smart TP outs. Like for me, when I get ganked, I always just double tap. But there are smart TPs to be made. Like I noticed, especially like the really good offlane players, when they know that they'll survive with enough HP, they'll just TP to the tower back, so they don't completely ruin their game.
Yep. And things progressing at a pretty slow, steady rate here, which for the most part favors TNC a little bit with the farm advantage they're getting. Lion has hit level 6, but he's being rolled on with a Magnetize, so he may actually give up his life before he gets a chance to use a Finger of Death. It's the Magnetize coming to play first, and that's going to the kills. The Rolling Thunder follows this one up. And they are hunting and looking for blood. It's AU on the Oracle who they want. The Sprout going to set some things up, and they chase him down with the Phase Boots Ursa. Get the kill as we lose our sound.
Yeah, I thought that was just me.
I don't know. No, we don't have sound. Well, it doesn't come back. Well, do I need to pull out my Observer shoes again?
I have no idea.
Let me make sure nothing's happening first. There is a kill about to happen, so we'll hold that thought. Here's the Finger of Death rotation. Lion, level 6, wants to come up top. As the zap brings down the PA, the Finger of Death being revealed, and the Batrider is there as well to get the Earth Spirit. It should be a 2-0. Great TP from Tims. I mean, it just respawned. It wasn't anything crazy high level, but it gets the job done, and they get a couple kills out of it. So,
wait, I think sound had just come back.
I think I was about to say, I think I heard that too. We're muted. It's muted, Will. See the bottom?
Oh, okay. 1 sec. It wasn't before.
Okay.
That wasn't on me.
I'm not sure what we have. We'll see. We
okay, we're back.
All right, we're good.
We're good, guys.
Small little hiccups as suddenly it's a 3k gold lead. It was like a 1k gold lead for most of the first 10 minutes or less than that, and one Finger of Death rotation up top, and we're in business. 3K? So TNC, yeah. They killed the PA, the one hero that was kind of winning her lane and having a good time. And the Batrider gets a couple of kills, and they're going to turn it into a tower.
Look how far Gabby is to the rest of this.
Yeah.
Relative to the rest of the game. Gabby's so far ahead right now. I'm telling you, man. TNC. He said don't sleep on him.
Yep. Morphling top, going to take the tier 1 tower. He just got back-to-back towers. He got the last hit on both mid and top, and he's still behind his Lifestealer in farm. That's the crazy thing.
By 1,000 net worth. Yeah. And it's only 13 minutes in. 14.
Yeah. He's had a flawless game on Morphling. 109 CS with 39 denies.
You know what's going to be funny? I saw a lot of people say VP versus VP in finals, but it's going to be VP versus VP at this rate for 3rd place.
Yep. Hey, at least, you know, people still get the matchup.
Yeah.
I think it's more the Russian viewers who wanted that one. I mean,
you're going to see the VP pull one way or another, guys.
Roshan being attempted here. This is a very bold, risky Roshan, and here comes TNC to contest this. The Lion in all sorts of trouble. The Rolling Thunder around the pit, very, hard to deal with. But the wave on in, who's going to
gets
get
the last hit?
Roshan? Radiant gets the last hit, and
Oh,
the Aegis.
no.
Armel gets it. That's going to end this Ursa's game, I feel. He's already been destroyed mid, and now things just go from bad to worse. They have killed 2 TNC heroes. Armel with this fast drums is just so strong in these team fights. The Batrider, Lasso, and Firefly bringing Ramses very low. Luckily, he has a Blink Strike to escape to. The PA is going to blink on
He does too.
away, but yep, Armel chases him down. That's not the PA. That was the Morphling disguised this one, and he's going to get 4 kills for the side of
Look at him
TNC.
go.
Looking for the team wipe. Wave on forward. He's still so low. Has he got an Adaptive Strike? He's out of mana, and he will not get the kill.
One more hit would have done that.
Yep. He was so close. It's still such a big team fight win. It's 9 kills apiece, but suddenly a 7k gold lead off of that Roshan and Armel with an Aegis.
And Armel's got to be, grinning ear to ear right now. He just walks in, gets a free Aegis. They get the last hit on the Roshan too, which is super underrated in this situation because every bit of gold counts right now for Team Russia.
Yeah. I mean, you're an Ursa who's been destroyed in lane. You do need.
That was his
small
all-in
scrap.
attempt.
Yeah.
That was his, maybe we can make something happen out of this. And that's so unfortunate.
Well,
Look at his game. He's trying to get a Midas right now.
I mean, at that point, it's like by the time you get it, your Blink Dagger's coming up so incredibly late. It's like, what are you going to be able to do to have an impact on this game? But
And solo, he's just going to get burned down as Armel throws the last hit with the strike. That's going to be an easy rotation down for them. So they might just commit for this tier 1 tower at bottom lane. I'd imagine that the Lifestealer now does have his Radiance, right?
He's close to it. He's about 900 gold away. This is going to be very fast, like 18-minute phase Midas Radiance.
Yeah. What that does is it makes life impossible for the supports to play.
Yeah.
Like, Radiance against supports.
Even the cores, because PA is not going to have a BKB anytime soon to fight into that mischance.
This early in, I don't think you really expect it. The speed of it.
Yeah.
The problem for them too on the side of Team Russia is that you have 2 of these major farmed cores that you have to deal with as Smoke Raven looking for something.
They get the D ward, immediately reveal themselves, but the Batriders found a bonus kill. They should be able to get the tier 2 tower. We'll see the solo kill. They dropped the finger. I don't know if that was necessary.
I think he just wants the stacks.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
I think the stacks are actually not a bad reason to use them.
It is a 160-second cooldown, but, you know.
He's already up to 2 stacks, man.
Okay.
And he gets gold. There are only upsides.
Only upsides. What about the downside of 160-second cooldown? Well,
Dude, they don't need it. They really don't.
I know.
They'll afford the time.
I agree with the they don't need it part.
I just watched the Ursa just finish his Midas at 17 minutes.
Yeah,
they don't need it.
Oh man.
Even the Batrider is recovered. Raven. I mean, somebody in chat was like 30-minute Blink Dagger. No, sir. He has recovered hard in this game. He's got Midas, or
Maybe
he's
they're
got
talking about
Drum's
the-
Blink Dagger.
I'm talking about the Ursa, maybe.
What?
30-minute Blink Dagger.
Oh yeah. Maybe he was.
I mean, he's on track for better than that. He's already got 600
He's
gold.
got 600 gold. As long as he doesn't randomly die in the next 10 minutes, he's okay.
Morphling, now the Manta style, to follow up his drums, very aggressive, early game centric Morphling build. I like that, because you've got a lifesteal on your team, you don't want to play too greedy. Not the conventional Morphling build, but it has worked fantastically.
It's crazy how good their chemistry is, by the way, on TNC. I've casted, I'd say, almost all their games, because we were the squad that had to cast them, and every game they impress me. They play a very fluid, reactive style of Dota. It doesn't feel like they make any wasted movements. They do a really good job of getting both Armel and Gabby a ton of farm. And it feels like these guys do something with their farm. Sometimes you see like these lesser cores, these like 1 and 2s, you give them all the space in the world and then they just randomly die. Or you don't feel their impact in team fights.
Yep.
I don't want to point fingers or anything like that, but these two are not guilty of that at all.
There's this kind of like subjective metric. It's like the impact you have on the game relative to the farm you're given.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing feels worse than seeing your one position being given absolute free farm and then he dies twice and all of a sudden his game is completely ruined. You don't really see that from Armel or Gabby. They're going to grab this tier 2 tower up at top. They continue to play very decisively. The gold lead hasn't built. It's only been 7k since the Roshan fight. So
They're going high ground. Uh-oh. They got the lasso. That is a very dead Nature's Prophet, right? They still have Aegis here for
Oh, he's 100% dead. No one
17 seconds. So.
All 3 cores are outside the base right now.
Yeah, VP's not here to defend this one. They need to get back. They can try and time their defense around the Aegis expiring. Only 10 more seconds of this, so I imagine TNC may be backing off after the tower, if they can even get the tower. But they need to be wary of this Aegis.
I think you go for this. There's not enough TPs back, and Armel should feel really comfortable. Like, Solo's buyback, does that really change anything for you?
I mean, they may be able to even break high ground if they theoretically wanted to stress themselves without an Aegis, but they get the tier 3 tower and they can back off now. There goes the Aegis, and
that was a very good Aegis use. Normally, what you use the Aegises for are typically getting all the tier 2 towers out. Being able to get a tier 3 tower this early into the game, it enables you to push out the shrines really early, which makes the game just really, really hard to play. Like, your warding position on the side of Team Russia is incredibly rough at this point.
They completely caught VP by surprise. They were nowhere near that top lane except for Solo. I think he just thought he was going to be solo defending it against nobody. Like, oh, you know, it's 19 minutes. They're not going high ground, but suddenly there's Bat Rider blinking out of the trees above you to drop a lasso. And yeah, this game gets very, very difficult. Lifestealer has a Halberd queued up, so I think recognizing he can just
He almost has it.
He can ruin the PA or the Ursa's game even further with this. I mean, Ursa's not a hero that's...
Yeah, I don't think Ursa needs his game ruined.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Halberd's meant for him. Let me just throw that one out there.
Another pause coming out as bounty runes being acquired. Will be VP at least getting a couple down bottom. Ursa, you know, he may have his own game rune, but he'll help out his team by picking up some bounty runes. A good guy, and he will be getting that Blink Dagger fairly soon, but I don't think it changes too much. Who actually initiates and starts fights on this dire side? Like, you can't really rely on a Nurse Spirit.
It has to be. I think you go in with him and Pango at the same time, and then PA tries to jump the back line as fast as possible.
Yeah. Pango does have a Blink, so that does give them something.
I think that was the smart item decision, rather than going for the tank build. I don't think they can afford to go for the tank build.
Getting ganked up top is Roger by a Morphling. Kicks him away and goes for the roll. Maybe okay here until he gets blinked on by a Bat Rider. Lassoed and everything. Easy kill for Armel. And they are going to head towards the mid lane, it looks like, where there's a tier 2 tower. So focusing on these outer objectives, not in any rush to break high ground by any means. They may want to break some of these shrines. They may want to wait for next Roshan. Just one objective at a time.
I think you wait for the next rush.
I feel like you know, the TNC that you normally see at events these days is not the one from a few years ago that would throw a lot more games than... They were much less disciplined.
Dude, they're playing incredibly disciplined Dota right now.
Yeah.
This is like tight, good Dota.
Yep.
They're not making any wasted maneuvers. Like they're doing everything they're supposed to, at least, to get to the win. They take the shrine on this side, so taking the shrine on this side means that it's really hard to contest Roshan at this point. You have no vision. You have to smoke from so far outside your base. You have to smoke together as 5, which means that if any point in the game your lanes are pushed in, it makes it incredibly obvious that you are coming. The bottom shrine, what that does is it protects your triangle of farm. But I think TNC is not that concerned with the triangle of farm at this point in the game. As, I mean, they're looking for Gabby, and let's see if he's wise to this. As everyone is coming over, and he's going to get silenced to start. He's starting to get a little bit low here. Does he have any sort of backup on the way?
The Bat Rider, and there's a false promise as well. He's just going to turn and fight. Now he's life-stealing, so he's getting a ton of regen. Luckily, Ramses instantly deletes the Oracle with a crit, but Gabby should be full health after this one, and there he is. He's going to look to bring down
Solo.
Ramses.
Why'd you TP in here?
Oh, Solo. And Tims was even there for the kill secure. He fingers Ramses' PA. He was dead either way to the...
Yeah, he's got stacks. I told you.
Yep.
It's worth.
He's building it up. He's up to 3 now. Has the Aether Lens. Unfortunately, yeah, level 1 didn't have the level 2 finger for the heavily reduced cooldown, but...
So, at one point, David, this game was 6-8 in favor of Team Russia.
Yeah.
And since then, it is 17-10.
Okay.
They've picked up... It's been 11-2 since then. They've picked up a Aegis that Russia more or less gifted them.
It was also 9-9, I believe, so it's been, what, 8 kills to 1 since then. And next Roshan, up in a bit of a long respawn, 2 minutes time from now, so... They'll take this bottom shrine, take complete map control. They don't have that much vision up on the map, but it looks like AU on the Oracle's got a couple wards, and after respawning, he's moving out to try to get those down. They can still maintain map control without wards, though, as long as they're just playing aggressive. And Armel and Gabby are both unkillable at this point. Halberd to go with the Radiance, and Morphling has
Scotty.
a full Scotty in about 30 seconds to a minute's time.
Man.
I don't know. I feel like I mean they're not going to call GG right now. Probably one more fight in them, but I think they're we're at least probably thinking about game 2 right now as commentators.
Yes. I think that Russia, they don't really have a lot of moves because they can't start fights. Oftentimes, like when you see these sick comebacks, it's because there's some sort of hero. It's not that you even need like these Enigmas or these Tidehunters. It's that you just need some way to be able to get some sort of instant jump. They don't really have that on their side.
And reliable too. Like an Earth Spirit Rolling Bolt is not reliable.
No. And the Lifestealer is too tanky to be able to burst in one Pango Swashbuckle, even if you get the silence. It's such a problem.
Smoke on out. It looks like VP as they group up at top. That could be one of their last plays they can make here. Worried about Roshan respawning. They don't have any map control, so it could be up already. They want to contest it is what they're saying, even though it is some ways away, and they're smoking directly into their own jungle, trying to see what they can catch. But you got to imagine TNC will be ready for this one.
Yeah, any move you have to make at this point, if you want to check Roshan, you have to go for a smoke, and that makes life even harder for Team Russia.
Gabby's a little far away. They
Okay.
get the jump. He's already morphing strength, though, so he's losing his armor here, but he's got... Has he got plenty of HP? Nice Impale with the Aether Lens. Gets a huge long-range stun onto 2. And now they're going to follow up with a Bat Rider burning down Ramses. AU's been false promise here on himself defensively. Can he survive through this with the Urn Charges? I got to imagine... Ooh, it must have been close, but he couldn't quite heal himself enough. The PA buys back. That really hurts. And Tim's being chased by Affanin should be fine.
This is the all-in play.
Yeah.
If you use the buyback like this.
They're not getting kills right now.
How close is he to BKB? I don't think he's even close
I
now.
imagine that was his BKB money being spent as they're going to continue the fight. Morphling waves back in, deletes one more. They do end up losing
they
a
got
Lifestealer. That's a big kill, but Raven's got another Firefly. This is a lot of damage when none of these heroes are BKB. Ramsey's forced to blink strike out, but Raven's there with a blink of his own. Finger is there to secure that kill. Luckily it was, because Affanin was looking to turn this one around. The Ursa buyback not really being used all too much, and GG is called. They got bodied.
They got worked in this game. This was not close at any... I mean, it was close at like 2 minutes in, but I think it all starts with that mid lane.
Yeah.
And the move that they made to also try to rectify that mid lane. Like, this was